You gave a massive address recently at the New York Economic Club. In it, you laid out your plan to what you call re-privatize the American economy. We saw during the previous administration pretty big reliance for economic growth on government spending. You think that's not the answer. Walk us through, how do we re-privatize the economy? What does that mean? Explain that for us.
Sure. So one of the reasons I came out from behind my desk and asked President Trump if I could join the campaign, then when he asked me to be in the cabinet, was because I was so alarmed by this high level of government spending. We've never seen anything like this. Highest level ever when we weren't in a war or in a recession. So the Biden administration relied on this blowout spending. Back to the mainstream media, no one criticized it when they were doing it because it was for the great and the good, it was for green programs, it was for this, it was for overseas engagement. Now what we're trying to do is do a course correction where we bring down the government, we deleverage the government and re-lever the private sector. And we're going to do that by cutting spending, the lowering interest. We'll get a natural lowering of interest rates. And then on the other side, as we re-lever the private sector, we plan to deregulate the banking system, which was one of the things I talked about at the Economic Club of New York last week. So as we allow as we unshackle the regulated banking system, they can lend to the private sector, and especially Main Street, which has been overlooked, so small regional banks, small banks, community banks. And so as the government comes down, the private sector will go up, government will shed excess labor, and there's plenty of it, and then the private sector will pick it up.
If you listen to the establishment media talk about this, they will say that the shift that we're talking about here from government dependency to a private sector for economic growth may cause a recession. That you see that term out there all the time. I would imagine you disagree. Can you explain that for us?
Well, I disagree. This does not have to cause a recession because, look, and again, back to your point on fact-based analysis, that for my 35 years from my investment career, I was able to not listen to the noise, adhere to the facts, and I can tell you the facts are, I've met with several large bank executives and payment processors this week. The American consumer's in great shape. They're spending. I met with one of the 5 largest bank CEOs today. He said that small, medium manufacturing in the Midwest, they've seen a tick up in loan volume. So, I disagree with this. And where were all these people when the Biden administration was blowing out the deficit? Like, we could have come in. It would have been easy to come in, keep up these horrendous spending levels, and maybe we could have kept it going for 1 year, 2 years, maybe even 4 years, and left the next president and his administration, the American people, with this problem, or it could just blow up at any time. So we are laser focused on getting this deficit under control and then growing the economy.